Yes,
Awesome, my
I
brother.
do.
So first of
Oh,
all, hi Dennis, hi all of you, my, my brothers and sisters from Asia, and I see people from Israel, from South Africa, all around the world. I'm right now in Crete Island. I will stay in the lobby for the internet. We have a journey here with Mark, and when Dennis called me like a few weeks ago, and he told me like, Razvan, look, can you do a call from our team? And I said, yeah, 100%, because first of all, I have so much respect for Dennis and for everything that Asia did in the last couple of years since you guys came in Worldventures. And I know 100% that although there were huge things happening there, it's nothing compared to what will happen in the years to come. And I know that with the leadership of Dennis and Susie, I see she's here, Susie Adrian, and all the amazing leaders from Asia, you guys will have millions and millions and millions and millions of members all around Asia. But to get back to my story, as Dennis was saying earlier, I was born in Romania, in the country, but don't worry, I'm not about vampires, so I won't suck your blood on the Zoom call. But I was born in a very small city with about 10,000 people. It is more like a village. Imagine that the street I grew up with didn't even have cement on it, and I didn't have any successful examples in my family. I was living in a country that for 40 years my parents were under the communist regime, so they were not allowed even to go out of the country, and they were not allowed to be entrepreneurs. So when you think about mindset of an entrepreneur or a lifestyle to have as an example, I didn't have like all of that. So what I did have, I had since I was a child, I had a huge love for human beings that has never left me from then. I was fascinated by human beings. I was fascinated by human psychology. I remember I was spending time with my parents' friends and locking myself in the closet just to hear the stories. And I was just very mature as a young kid. And then, so as I was saying, when I was 15 years old, I had an event in my life that has basically made me like get born for the second time, because I lost my father, which was my mentor, my friend. He was just that kind of a person that was spreading light and love all around him in our small city. Everyone loved him. And when I lost him, obviously I was very heartbroken. But at his funeral, I saw like hundreds of lives were impacted by him. And I guess that's the day when I took a firm decision that I have no idea what I will do in my life, but I just want to impact millions and millions and millions of people around the world. And I had a revelation that if my father, he was not a successful man, he was like a super successful rich man, or he was not like a super educated person, but I think like if he did this in this small city, I mean, what can you do if you start working on yourself and developing and getting to the highest form of evolution you can possibly get? So I guess that's when my love for people started. And then I moved to Bucharest. Like Dennis was saying, I was about 19 years old. I was living with 100 euro, which is about 120 US dollars per month, with the money from my grandparents. So I had a lot of financial challenges. I was living in the worst neighborhood in Romania, in a very tough neighborhood. Like all the mafia was there. The people were fighting all the time. But in the same time, I learned one of the most amazing lessons that I'm always sharing when I'm on stage with people. I learned to be grateful, you know, because when I didn't have a father, I was grateful that I still had a mother, or some of my grandparents. And then I had days when I didn't have a lot of food to eat, but I was thinking, oh my, there's so many people in the third world countries that really have literally nothing to eat. And that's when, getting to this stage of being so grateful, I guess, without hearing anything about personal development of the law of attraction, I started attracting things in my life. So I was always an entrepreneur. I was always selling all kinds of stuff like clothes, watches, and making money for surviving. And then when I was 19 years of getting connected to personal development, so I had a friend of mine that was just he gave me a book of Sir Richard Branson, who is one of the richest people on earth, the founder of Virgin Airlines. Now he's sending people into space with Virgin Galactic. I had the pleasure to meet him a few years ago in Vegas in an event. But to get back to the story, when I read his book, my mind just opened in a way I cannot describe in words. I started dreaming again, and I started understanding his world and the world of successful people. And I realized that it doesn't matter where you're coming from. The only thing that matters is really where you want to go. So I started really reading personal development books, going to seminars, started really massively working with myself. And then when I started having my first business, I had business in Romania with products from Greece. I was bringing from Greece to Romania all kinds of products like olive oil, olives, and stuff like that with a Greek guy. And I had some success. I started making some money, and then the Greek guy screwed me up, and he threw me out of the company. And then I took a decision that I will never ever work with Greeks ever in my life. And I'm telling you this story for a reason. And then a friend of mine, he started a construction company in Romania. He was doing ventilation systems like, you know, air conditioning, and had a big duct factory. And he took me in the company. I signed a huge contract, a few €100,000, and then he made me a partner. So here I am, 23, 24 years old, and I started making a lot of money. So we had one of the biggest heat and ventilation companies and air conditioning companies in Romania, over 100 employees. We were doing all the big shops in Romania, like Nike, Adidas, Gucci, Dolce & Gabbana, and stuff like that. We had, you know, we were like very, very strong in Romania in what we were doing, and I was making a lot of money. But in the same time, I didn't feel like I was literally doing my mission. You know, you have that feeling in your life where, you know, you have a job or you have a business and you might make money, but you just feel that that's not your perfect. Awesome. So I was saying I was in a stage in my life where I was feeling that even if I was making money, I was not fulfilling my mission. So here I am, 24 years old, and I had a flight in Ukraine. I had a contract there. And in that flight, I meet a girl that was one of the biggest European leaders in the New Skin company. It's one of the biggest network marketing companies in the world, nutrition and cosmetics company. If I'm not mistaken, Dennis was also part of New Skin. Is that right, Dennis?
Yes, yes. That was a long time ago.
A long time ago. Anyway, so in that moment, I just got fascinated with network marketing, you know, and I love the idea of putting products or services through a network of people, and the idea of helping a lot of people to have success in order for you to get the success. So I joined that company. After a few months, I just quit my construction company because I felt like this is my path, network marketing. I didn't have a lot of success. I was kind of like a senior rep to director in Worldventures, a medium level leader, but definitely I learned a lot of things. But also then I learned about how people build businesses and how people destroy businesses because of lack of leadership. So in that business, my leaders, unfortunately, you know, they made a business school which was not intended to help the organization, but they were making more money from the business school than from the business itself, and they just added some prohibitive packages just to make more money from people, and you know, all kinds of stuff like that. And after about 2 years, I realized that I'm not aligned anymore with the values from there, although right now I'm very grateful because I learned so many things from them, and also from their mistakes. But I realized that I cannot do that anymore, and I took another decision that I will never ever in my life go to a presentation of a network marketing company, and I will never ever ever do network marketing again. So here I am about 4.5 years ago. I quit network marketing and I invested again some money in a gym that was not working very well. I started some construction. I was kind of having a decent life, but I was not really fulfilled. So I get a phone call from a friend of mine, which is a very famous lady in Romania. She has one of the biggest chain of salons in Romania. She had a TV show, very respected businesswoman, and her name is Jeta. And she says, Razvan, listen to this. I want to invite you to see a presentation of a network marketing company with Greeks. So you remember all the stories I told you until now? The first thing I said like I was so negative about Worldventures. I said, never ever in your life call me again to see this company because I'm not interested. I will never do it. But after 2 or 3 months, she kept insisting, and she said, you know what, just come for me, please, to let me know if it's okay for me to get involved or not. And the moment I saw Worldventures, guys, like I fell in love. I fell in love with the concept. I fell in love with the idea. And I said, I have no idea if this thing works. Then I have no idea if, I said, like, if this really works, it will become like the biggest network marketing company in the world by far, because I understood network marketing and I understood travel. Almost all the person on the planet Earth want to travel. And then I said, if these guys did it in Greece, we'll kill it in Romania. And not because of ego, but because I really knew what to do. You know, I had the network marketing experience. I knew how to build presentations and events and all this kind of thing. So after 1 week, after seeing Worldventures, I went to Israel and I just prayed to God. And I said, God, like, if this is my path, this is my mission, like, send me the people I need, send me the skills I need. And I promise you, like, I'll create an impact all around the world. So I came back home And I started working like an animal, guys. And I was working like 10, 14 hours every day, presentation after presentation after presentation, doing travel parties every night. And after 1 year and a half, we reached the level of international marketing director, which is the highest level in the company, as Dennis was saying. It's a record in Europe, and it's one of the top 5, 10 records around the world. We have an organization right now, over 30,000 customers and reps that just expanded around the world. We have really a family. I have never built this as a business, and I know there is a business, and obviously I made a lot of money. I went to almost 200 trips in 4 years and a half. But I really build it as a family. We have the most amazing thing I could desire. Right now we're in journey. There are about 400 something people here. We have over 200 people, 250 people from Romania. So it's like more than 60% of the people that are right now here in Europe in journey. And I'm so grateful for this, because it's not, you know, life is not just about money. And life is not just about cars. And life is not just about rings or ranks. Or, you know, when my father died, I had one of the biggest breakthroughs of my life, because I realized that he didn't take with him the houses, he didn't take the cars, he didn't take whatever, the job he had or stuff like that. The only things that he really took with him, he took the memories, first of all, the memories that he has created with us, with his family, with his friends, all his life. And fortunately, he had some amazing memories. But more than that, he took the impact, like I told you earlier, he took the impact he had in people's lives around him. And that's how I have built Worldventures, through this lesson I learned from his death. I built it so I can impact lives around Romania and around Europe and around the world, and to create this amazing, beautiful family that we can, you know, evolve together and travel together and do parties together and impact societies together and become, you know, that model that the world needs right now. And I do believe that the world needs a model of leadership and a model of organization. And yes, when you do these things with love, money will come, obviously. So Dennis has asked me to share a few things with you guys about how my story was in Worldventures, and basically, you know, tips that will help you during your own journey, because actually this is not about me, this is not about Dennis, this is about yourself. So the first thing I always talk to people is, if you are joining Worldventures, and I know that some of you guys are already members, some of you are seeing this for the first time, and the main thing I always tell to my friends and my family and people that join my organization is, what do you want to do with your life outside Worldventures? What do you really want to do with your life? I mean, how do you see your life for the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, or maybe you live over 100 years like Abraham. So how do you want that life to be? Because, you know, life is like a wheel, and we all want to be fulfilled, and we all want to be happy. But in order to be fulfilled and happy, you need like so many things. Like, you need quality relationships, you need evolution, you need money, you need trips, you need in the same time to enjoy your life, you need health. And I'm so grateful that I'm again in journey for my first time, because it's a personal development event about how to get all these things in your life. But to get back to what I was saying earlier, I mean, what do you really want in your life, financially, emotionally, spiritually, relationship wise? Because when you know that, you need to be honest with yourself and ask yourself one question. You need to ask yourself, like, with what I'm doing right now, with my job, with my business, am I having the lifestyle that I really want? But you need to be honest with yourself. And if the answer is yes, that's awesome. I'm so glad for you. But, you know, like over 80, 90% of the people around the world are not happy with what they're doing. And now ask yourself another question, like, is it possible for Worldventures, if this company really works? And I mean, you met Dennis and myself, and, you know, we're all like public figures, right? You can search us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever. So, and not only us, there are like thousands of, actually there are hundreds of thousands of posts with "you should be here" on Facebook or Instagram. So obviously it's working, and obviously it can work for yourself. But think about it, what you can gain from developing this amazing concept. And the only thing that I share with you guys is what it brought in my life. Yes, it brought me financial freedom. You know, it brought me like 200 trips and the most amazing experiences I can have. Like, I'm seeing right now Dennis showing you my profile on Facebook. Like, it brought me so many friends from around Africa and Asia and Europe and United States and South America. And these kind of things I cannot buy with money. You know, you can buy a lot of things with money, but you cannot buy through friendships. But more than that, it gave me the power to really create impact and influence around people all around the world. And actually, that's why I'm also in the call today. So realize what this business can bring to you. and then design your path in Worldventures. Like, you need to use your visualization power, your creative power, if you want, to really start creating the organization you want. So in order to attract money, in order to attract the love of your life, in order to attract big organizations, or you influencing people, or whatever you want to do, first of all, you need to put that thought in your mind. You need to create that thought in your mind, because until you don't make space in your mind for those things to become reality, only usually negative things will become reality, because we are using our creation power anyway, but we're just using it in the wrong way, guys. And you know, how many times did it happen to you in your life to have a negative thought? Like, I will make an accident, 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 and eventually you made a car accident. Why? Because that's how our human brain works. We just attract things in our life. But if you start thinking positively and creating your path in your Worldventures, for example, creating your journey in Worldventures, that's when things will start becoming reality. And then, obviously, as someone was writing earlier, you need to take action, you know, because action is the thing that will make that reality happen. And I don't want to get you guys scared, but the moment I started Worldventures, I just became like full action mode, all in. And when I say all in, I'm talking like all in. So I was working like 10, 14 hours every day, doing presentation after presentation. And I will tell you how my schedule looked like. So I had, first of all, my mornings, I dedicate them to myself, you know, meditating and praying and doing sports and reading and, you know, starting the day with the right way. And then I was starting my meetings from 12 o'clock in the day, right? And I was doing like meetings at 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And every evening I had a public presentation. But at 12, I wasn't meeting one person. I was meeting like 3, 4 people. So imagine that every day from 12 to 6, 7 p.m., I was meeting like 20 people, like every day for 1.5 years. That's how I broke a record. And imagine, guys, that Romania is a country with about 18, 19 million people, under 20 million people. And the medium income is about $500, $600 per month. So it's not just breaking the record, it's like the conditions, how we broke the record. And we had no kind of product. We had no trips in Romania. We had no system at the beginning. We had no app to use, no Dream Trips local program with restaurants that Dennis showed you. So it was all on vision. That's how we managed to do it. So from all that hard work, things started happening. And, you know, so many people get into the trap of personal development or spirituality, where you think you just think about things and you visualize them, you don't do nothing, they just happen, guys. But I'm telling you with all my heart that you need to do your part. And I don't know what forces you believe in, you know, like God or nature or the universe or whatever. So that energy is doing her part, but you have to do your part. And if you think about Jesus, for example, and I'm not talking here about religion, I'm talking about a human being that actually was like the best network on the planet, you know, like he recruited 12, he started building them and working with them, and from 12 became billions of people around the world, you know. So, you know, he was doing his part, you know, he was on the field recruiting people, working with them, you know, in 3 years, basically with his teachings, he literally changed the world. And it's the same with Buddha or any other spiritual leader, or Gandhi, or I don't know, Nelson Mandela. We have people from Africa or people like this, you know. So that's what a leader is doing, you know. So he's creating a blueprint on what he wants to build, and then he's going on the field and he's building that thing. So I know that most of you guys are building this business part-time, and that's awesome. If you have like 2-3 hours per day, it's perfect. Or if you have like 2-3 hours, like every 2-3 days, it's perfect. But do it, and do it for yourself, not for Dennis, not for Denny, not for Adrian, but do it for yourself, guys, and for whatever life means for you, because this company can bring the things that you want in your life. But then you have to expand your mind. And this is one of the key things that helped me do all these amazing things all around Romania and all around Europe. Imagine that when we went to our first event in Europe, there were like under 2,000 people. And then after the next 1 and 2 years, we ourselves brought like about 1,500 people from our team to an event. So how did that happen? And the key thing starts with, as I told you, expanding your mind. So I don't know what countries you guys are from right now. I know that some of you are from Singapore, I don't know, maybe China or Malaysia, or all these amazing countries in in Asia, but you have to expand your mind. So let me give you the example of Romania. So as I told you earlier, Romania is a country with about 20 million people. You know, the economy is not the best. It's about $500-600 per month, you know, and we have managed to build an organization of over 30,000 customers and reps in 4 years and a few months in our team. And right now the team is expanding. We have thousands of people right now in Russia and many other countries all around the world. So if we manage to do this in Romania, you have to open your mind what you can do in Asia, guys. There are billions and billions and billions of people there. I'm seeing some of you guys are from Philippines. The country is working on officially opening your country in the next couple of months. And, you know, South Africa and all these amazing countries and some of you guys I know they're from, oh my God, Namibia. So many countries here. But anyway, just expand your mind on how big are the things that you can do there. And let me give you an example for what happened in Cyprus. So Cyprus is a small island in the Mediterranean Sea. The population is well under 1 million members, and there are about 3 or 4 IMDs from Cyprus. They're all more than 10% of the population of the country in Worldventures, guys. So that's the power and the potential this business has. So in your country, just think about if you touch just 1% of the population of your country, there are some of you guys that in your countries, 1% means millions. 1% means hundreds of thousands or at least tens of thousands of people. And again, if you put just 1% of the people, just think about it. Is there 1% of the population of your country that would love to travel at better prices or would love to make more money from this concept? Obviously, that it's a lot more than 1%. Then I'm not talking 1% in 2 days or in 1 year. I'm talking about 1% in the next 5 to 7 years, maybe, or even less. So that kind of growth, that kind of numbers obviously will change your life and the life of generations and generations around you. But more than that, you know, that is what's showing you earlier, the compensation plan, you know. So in order to be an international marketing director like me and Dennis, actually he's a double international marketing director, you need 3,000 members in your team. So just make the maths and think about this compensation plan and your country. How many international marketing directors can be in your country if you reach 1% of the population? I will repeat my question because that's one of the most important things I want to share with you guys today. So from your country, think about right now about the population of your country. Think about you touching 1% of the population, which is nothing, right? 1% of the population want to travel more at better prices and make more money. And think about that 1%, think about numbers, and think about the fact that you need 3,000 members to be an international marketing director and to have a, you know, to have a life like from Hollywood, you know. And then think about how many marketing directors and how many senior reps and how many directors, which means people that are making from $500 per month to thousands of dollars per month, can be in your country if you reach 1% of the population. Because that's where it all starts from, with you expanding your mind on how big the things can be there. And I'm telling you that in your countries, 99% of the people there have no idea about Worldventures. Even in Singapore, you know, they might have heard about Worldventures, but they heard it when maybe we didn't have an app there, we didn't have the Dream Teams local program, we didn't have trips in Asia, and we didn't have a lot of things there. So most of those people will join Worldventures, but someone needs to inform them. Now, the other thing I want to share with you guys is about building a system. And what you guys are seeing right now done by Dennis, and again, I have so much respect and appreciation for him for doing all these calls. It's part of a system. It's part of building the leadership and at the same time building, building the system so people can find out about Worldventures. So I will tell you how our system looks like right now. So as I told you, I was doing presentations every day by myself from 12 to the evening. And then every evening from Monday to Friday, we had travel parties. We have live presentations where we're just inviting people, and people, you know, they saw the concept, they understood the value, they saw the community, and they joined. So imagine it, after 2 weeks, we had like 100-200 people every night for our presentation. And that's how this huge momentum started happening. And then every evening from Monday to Friday, we have like Zoom calls, which are online presentation like this one, where people just join, they stay on, you know, on their phone in their house and they see the project. And obviously we have like hundreds of people every day finding out about Worldventures. And then we have fast start trainings every week, once per week, where people know how to build Worldventures. And now this thing is happening in Bucharest, where imagine we have 2 locations like this. And then it just expanded in like 7, 8 cities around Romania, and then expanding in Russia, and then expanding in, you know, so many in England, and so many countries all around Europe and all around the world. We have leaders in the United States. We have marketing directors in Miami and all these countries. So how did this happen? From a very powerful system. And if you want Asia right now to explode like crazy, you have to think of ways how amazing people, a lot of people, a large number of people can find out about what you're doing. Because this is the key, guys. Just like, you know, I'm right now in a hotel, and right now in the restaurant and lobby of the hotel. So if they want to build, you know, if they want to have many customers, they need to find ways in which they attract those customers, right? Does it make sense? So if they want this hotel to be full, they have to use marketing, and they have to use ways in which they can fill out the hotel or the restaurant. So the same thing you have to think about your Worldventures business if you decide to start today to join this club, or you're already a member but you want to do it at a very high level. You have to think of ways how large number of people can find out about Worldventures, so you have many members in your organization. This is what it's actually all about. And then what we have used as a strategy to build this business is we have massively promoted the events. You know, right now, as I told you, we're in Journey in Crete. It's a personal development event, and it's one of my favorite events. And, you know, I've been to so many events, guys, even outside Worldventures. I invested well over $100,000. I'm a certified John Maxwell trainer, which is one of the actually, I think is the #1 authority in leadership on planet Earth. I went to Tony Robbins and Bob Proctor and Robert Kiyosaki and Robin Sharma and all these amazing trainers. And I'm grateful, you know, I learned many things, but I'm telling you that with all my heart, we have by far the best training system in the world. And I've been to other network marketing companies, and I respect them with all my heart, but we have something so special. We have with us Mark Aceta, which is our international director of trainings. And I'm telling you, I've seen most of the networkers on planet Earth, but I'm telling you, Mark is by far the best trainer the network marketing industry has right now. You know, and all these things, all this growth we had during these years is part because of Mark, and not just because of him as a director of training, but because of the amazing system we have. So regarding the events, at my first event, I brought like 20 people. And then at my next event, I brought 40 people. And then I brought 80 people. And then I brought 200 people. And then I was an IMD. So you have to understand that the numbers you put in the events we have are directly connected to the growth you'll have in your business. So I know that you guys have amazing events in Asia. I know that right now View is coming. I think in October, Dennis, or November. I don't know exactly the date. But if you are really serious and committed about building this thing, just book your ticket. Talk to Dennis, talk to your leaders, the people who invite you there. Like, look, I have a crazy guy from Romania that told me to come to an event in Asia. I don't know where the event is right now, the View, but definitely, guys, go there. Because that's where, you know, right now we're in a call, and I'm giving you my heart and my love and my experience to make you aware about what this business can bring in your life. But if you really want to see it and feel it, you need to go to one of these events where there are like about 10,000 people around the world. We're taking over a city where you should be here. You'll have the president of the company there, probably the founder, and, you know, Mark Aceta and leaders from all the continents, people that are not just millionaires, people that have impacted and influenced the life of thousands and thousands of people around the world. So that's where you feel the energy. You know, so this is like a trailer of a movie, what we're doing right now. And again, I'm grateful and honored that you guys are part of the call. But if you really want to see the big picture, that's where you can see the big picture, going to the View. So I recommend with all my heart after this call, talk to the people that invited you and book the View and go there. And I promise you that you'll meet me one of the next couple of years in a trip like I was with Dennis in Bora Bora and Hawaii and Fiji and so many trips that we did together around the world. And you'll come to me and Dennis and you said, oh my God, so thank you so much that you kind of pushed me or invited me to go to the event, because that's where my journey started. So again, I told you earlier, we're in Journey right now. There are about 400 something people from around the world. It's like a smaller event, very advanced personal development event, and more than 200 people, like 250 people, are from Romania. And that's how we have managed to build this huge organization. And I'm not saying these things to impress you or brag in any way. I just want to inspire you to understand how I've built it. And part of the culture, you know, part of the system that I was sharing with you guys earlier, guys, is the culture we have built with our team. And I'm telling you with all my heart, we really have a family. I wish you could come to Romania and to all the markets we're building to see how we are building Worldventures, because it's really like a family. First of all, there are like 2-3 independent teams that are working together. You know, like years and years ago when I was a teenager, I found out about Arthur and the story with Camelot. You know, so if you don't heard the story, you can go on YouTube and you have all kinds of documentaries. And it seems that like the Camelot was not legend. It seems like it's really history. They found the grave, you know, the tomb of Arthur in a monastery in England. And, you know, in the 5th century in England, where, you know, there were the Dark Ages and people were finding and killing each other for lands and influence and stuff like that, this amazing king appeared with this high, you know, vibration and human values and strength. And his desire was to put the people on the same table. He has built a round table where there were hundreds of knights that were all equal, and they founded the Order of Knights, which actually right now in the piece from Geneva, tens of years ago, that is still the foundation in reality, you know, in history. That code of knights is a foundation on what's happening right now with countries and governments all around the world. So Camelot was like this golden age, you know, kingdom where people can love each other and work with each other and support each other. You know, for more than 15 years, I was so fascinated by leadership. I was involved in religious organization and their political organization. I was the young president of one of the biggest parties in Romania. And when you are involved in politics, you see like the good, the bad, and the ugly. But at the same time, I was fascinated by stories with Spartacus, and I was fascinated by Nelson Mandela and Gandhi and all these leaders that just, you know, changed the world with his influence. And that's how I have built Worldventures. Worldventures for me is not a business, although it made me so much money. Worldventures is a family, guys, and that's how I have built it. We have such amazing group of people in our team. We do parties together every week. We went like 2 days ago, we went and we played paintball together. We had a competition. And there are days we're taking like the biggest spa in Europe, which is in Romania, and we're going all of us there. So the people that have kids and families, they go and they spend time with their kids and families. And, you know, it's not just about business. It's about this whole Camelot organization that I'm seeing and I'm visualizing, and I'm aligning myself to those kind of values. And that's what Worldventures is for me with all my heart. And now I'm telling you a message that some of you guys won't like it, but I'm telling you as your brother. I'm Razvan and I'm your brother. I'm your friend and I care. So Asia had a huge momentum. Right now your guys are stabilizing, and the huge momentum will come again and will be tens of times stronger than anything you have built until now. But mistakes were done there, just like I did a lot of mistakes in my life. And if you do it the same way that you have built it in the first wave, you won't have the success you want. The key here is to build it with love. And if you know, you are connected to our personal development system and you know the personalities, yes, I'm a yellow and I'm a very, like my yellow is to the sky, but this is way beyond that. And if you think about God, I think he's pretty yellow and full of compassion and love for human beings. Or if you think about Buddha or whatever, you know, whatever spiritual leader you believe in. So if you want to have that kind of momentum, you have to add, so you are so professional, you are so strong, all of you guys united together, but you have to build it with love. You have to build it with heart. You have to build it as a family, because that's the magic sauce. That's the magic ingredient that will get you guys united and working together. And honestly, I have never been in an event in Asia. I cannot wait to come there in one of your countries. And I love you guys with all my heart. And I know that Asia can become the engine of this country, of this company. And you have so many people there and so many loving people. I have so many friends there, guys. And if you do it this way, I promise you that you won't only build like hundreds upon hundreds of IMDs and millionaires and have like millions of people traveling around the world, but you create a phenomenon. You'll create a social movement that will impact your countries, will impact your continents. It will be like a model of organization for religion, for politics, for your governments, for unity between all the people in Asia and unity between Asia and Europe and Africa and United States. with everything we are doing. So I have to run right now. I have a few minutes to run to my hotel. I have all our team there, 250 people waiting for us. I want to put them in the right mindset for the journey. But I want to thank you for being part of this call. Thank you, Dennis, so much for inviting me. It was an honor and a privilege to meet you guys. And I can't wait to see you guys all around the world. Remember one thing, life is the most amazing gift we have received from God. But we didn't come here to survive it. We come here to live it. So live your life every day. Be a light in your family. Be a light for your friends. Be a light for this company. Enjoy it. Love it. Grow at the maximum level you can grow. Enjoy it at the maximum level you can enjoy it. And if you decide to do it with us, if you find more fun, more trips, more friends, more personal development, and more money in your bank accounts, I'll welcome you with all my heart in our club as brothers and sisters. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Asia. And see you somewhere around the world.